Hello learners, welcome to my channel Exceptions to learn things differently. I am Babu. In this video, we are going to discuss an interesting problem involving rectangles and circles. Specifically, we will determine how many large circles can fit inside a rectangle. Let we go to the problem statement. You are given a rectangle with dimension of length A and width as B. Your goal is to determine the largest possible circle that can fit within the rectangle, which we call a big circle. The task is to calculate how many of these big circles can fit inside the rectangle. Now, let's discuss the input and output formats. The input format. The first line of each test case contains two integers a and b, representing the rectangle's dimensions. Output format. You need to print the maximum number of big circles that can fit inside the provided rectangle on a new line. Before we dive into an example, let's look at the constraints. The length and the breadth value should be a minimum of 1 and maximum of 10 power 9. Now look at the sample test case. The input is given as 10 as length and 40 as the width. Now the largest circle that can fit inside this rectangle will have a radius equal to half the smaller the dimension, which is 10. Now, since the width is 40, we can fit 4 circles of radius 10 along the width. So, the output is going to be 4. Now, let me move on to the solution. At this stage, learners, as you know, you can pause the video, you can crack the logic, and then you can verify your solution here. In the solution part, we declare two integers a and b to store the rectangle dimensions, length and width. We use scanf to read the dimensions of the rectangle. Now, in order to calculate the radius of the bigger circle, we have used the logic using the ternary operator. So here, we are going to choose the value of radius among the dimensions of the rectangle which is having the lesser value. Now, if A less than B, then ternary operator A colon B. This means that the outcome of this operation is going to be whichever is going to be the lesser value, that value will be assigned to the variable radius. So, for example, as like in the problem statement, in the sample output, we have 10 and 40 as the cases. So we have 10 as the length value and 40 as the width value. Now, as per this logic, so which is going to be the shorter value? So 10 is the smaller value. So 10 will be assigned to the variable radius. Now we are going to count the number of bigger circles that can fit within this circle. So for that, we are going to use the logic of b divided by radius into a divided by radius. This will give you the number of bigger circles that can fit inside the rectangle. Now, finally, we print the maximum number of circles that can fit inside the rectangle using the count variable. I hope you find this video interesting. Now, we can see further videos in the upcoming session. Thank you, learners. We will meet in the next video. Have a nice time.